Hello and welcome to Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. I'm Nathan,
I'm Ryan.
and this is the podcast where we talk about 2 movies a week every Tuesday and Thursday. But before we get into today's movie, I want to talk to you about our Patreon over at patreon.com at Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. For $5 a month, you support us. No main show content's left behind there, but you get some fun bonus content. But getting into today's movie, we're back at it again with Saw. We are talking about Saw 2, not to be confused with the video game Saw 2 Flesh and Blood or the Aphex Twin album Selected Ambient Works Volume 2, otherwise abbreviated as Saw 2. I don't know.
Oh, that's what I thought we were reviewing.
Oh, you listened to the album Selected
Yeah.
Ambient Works too. Sorry. No, we're talking about the Darren Lynn Bousman movie Saw 2. So we had just talked about Saw 1. Saw 2 came out literally the year after 2005. We're already getting started with, hey, this is a yearly series. And right off the bat, I guess reading into production notes, and I hope you didn't research this movie, Ryan.
I did not.
Yeah, okay. Well, this movie was greenlit literally like the week after Saw 1 came out because Saw 1 was already a huge hit. And they used a script that was not a Saw movie. So Darren Lynn Bousman had a script written for a completely different movie, and he was pitching it around, and nobody was picking it up. And the people that produced this movie, Twisted Pictures, picked up the script and were like, hey, we could tweak this into a Saw movie. So they actually got Lee Winnell from the first one to come and do some rewrites. And then Darren directed this, and then they made it into a Saw movie, which maybe is why it kind of deviates a little bit from Saw 1. But what we get here is Saw becoming a lot of its tropes. It is master. Well, it is definitely, it is at least like Saw as like, I feel like we can talk about this more, but like this movie feels more like a Saw movie than the first one, I feel like, because there's a lot set up here that we see repeated over and over. But you have seen Saw 2 before, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
But I haven't seen it since I watched it originally.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've seen this one quite a few times. Yeah, I remember renting it, watched it back in the day, and then I've seen it a few times since. But I guess yeah, we can get right into this one. Oh, go ahead.
No, I remember renting it from Blockbuster. That was like my first memory of watching Saw 2. And I remember at the time, so this is just before going through all these, of the ones I've seen, I remember liking this one the best. But will that hold up is the question.
That is a good question. Yeah. Which we'll kind of get into that. I should also say that this is the highest grossing Saw movie. Yeah, it made $152 million, and it was on a $4 million budget. So huge success. Also cost 4 times more than the first Saw.
Well, yeah, they had to get Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, Donnie Wahlberg was 3 million of that, right? Donnie Wahlberg, famous from The Sixth Sense, right? That's what he's most famous for.
Was he?
No, I don't. Which isn't it? One of the Wahlbergs. Donnie Wahlberg is the guy in Sixth Sense. Yeah, the guy in the beginning that kills himself.
Oh,
that's like in it for like 2 minutes. Do you remember that?
I just know Donnie Wahlberg as Jenny McCarthy's husband.
There we go. Well, import or the guy who's the brother of the burger place.
Oh yeah,
the
owner of the guy who owns Wahlburgers. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then nobody else really in that family that's that famous.
No.
So yeah, this is where Saw kind of takes a turn. The first one had a cop subplot, but the cop plot has become the main focus. And honestly, the Saw movies after this become kind of like major cop movies. The main characters are usually cops, or that's like a huge part of it. And this one also sets up.
Do you think anybody wanted to be a cop after watching these Saw movies? Like, sounds like
probably.
I want to be a cop after watching this.
Is this what?
I could track down Jigsaw for real.
I want to find the real Jigsaw. No, I mean, I'm sure someone watched this and loved it and wanted to be a detective, a depressing detective.
I want to be Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah. Oh my God. Who wants to be Donnie Wahlberg? He looks so
Just
depressed in this movie. Like I don't even know what to call his performance here.
no, I wouldn't classify it as anything great, that's for sure. But
God, no. I mean, nobody really. Of course, I think the one standout is probably Tobin Bell as Jigsaw, who gets a much bigger role here. Um,
oh yeah.
he he definitely makes the series. I feel like his performance is a lot of fun. He really gets into the Jigsaw role and saying that he says all this garbage because I mean to be honest with you, Jigsaw's morals are very flimsy, but he sells it, man. I don't know. I think he makes it.
No, yeah. I mean he's easily like the main deal of the series. I mean, because
Yeah.
you could put in any other actor, character, or whatever, and it really doesn't matter as long as he's in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's if he's in it and that's why even after he's dead in the series, he still continues to be in these
Whoa.
movies. Sorry to spoil it, but yeah, Jigsaw dies and they still made like 7 movies after, not 7, but they still made plenty of movies after. But he's alive in this one. This one also sets up the trap in the beginning with the guy with the head cage that collapses in on himself. Which is just
Do you think a
just
minute was? Do, do you think a minute was fair?
no, I don't. No, I really don't. He had to gouge because the key is stuck behind his eye, right? And he has to gouge it
Yeah.
out in order to no. And I don't even think you could do it in a minute.
Like I thought that I was like, even if you were just like, okay, I'm totally aware of my surroundings or whatever, but I was like, I'd say like, you have like a nice minute to kind of freak out a little bit, and then you can have like a nice minute to gouge out your eye.
Yeah, I think Jigsaw needs to make up for the time where they scream and the camera moves really fast and the editing's really
Mm.
fast. Yeah, I think those are the important bits of every Jigsaw trap. Uh,
Oh
but
yeah.
but that trap is literally just flavor. Like it really doesn't have any bearing on the rest of the movie. It's literally just like we need to start with violence because it's about to slow down a little bit. Um, because what we get is Donnie Berg is Donnie Berg.
Honey bird.
I kind of like that. I'm gonna keep it.
Donnie bird.
Donnie Berg. His son and him, they don't have a really good relationship, and they had some really mean last words with each other. So now that his son is stuck in a jigsaw trap, Donnie Wahlberg has to talk to Jigsaw. That's his test. Is they have to sit together and have a conversation. Otherwise, his son won't be saved from this house of jigsaw horrors. And let me tell you, I mean, I like the setup here. I think the idea is kind of fun. I think there's at least some tension there. At least I would imagine if you didn't know the twist, where there's video screens in the back, supposedly live recording what's going on with his son and a bunch of other people in a house that's full of jigsaw traps, and they have to sit there and watch, and the only way to save them is through a conversation, and it cuts between that and the house, and I think it does have a good energy with that.
Oh yeah, I like the setting of this movie
Yeah.
because it is contained still. It's like not a very small environment, but I like the aesthetic of like this like old rotting house with like
Yeah.
all these like super intricate traps into it, that just like that have these sort of things, like you go into like each room and each room has like a different
Hmm.
test. So I like the aesthetic. I think it's a very good setup for the story of the movie. Um I Now, I mean, like the characters, those are pretty weak, to be honest. I mean, it's
Yeah, that is something I noticed in this one. Was that the characters, you really don't get a lot out of it. They are just caricatures and like that's it. They're there to die, pretty much.
I mean, like it's so hard to get attached to these characters. I mean, like in the very beginning, like I understand like they had to kill somebody like right away in this group.
Hmm.
And like the one guy was just like, it's like, what is this? Like, are we drunk or something? Like, this ain't drunk. I went to college for 3 years, and then he's just dead. Like, as soon as he like tries to open the door.
Yeah, which is so silly because I mean I'm excited to just talk about these traps and how unfair most of them are. What kind of trap is that? where like a gun is in the peephole, and if you look in the peephole, you die. Like, are you serious? And then like, where's his trap in the house? They don't walk into his because everyone seems to have a trap specifically designed for them in the house. That guy never got
Mm.
his own trap. The black guy never got his own trap. He just ends up dying. It's a little convenient all around.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
but
I like did Jigsaw know that somebody was just gonna do that? And he's like, what's that character's name? I guess is Gus.
yeah,
So,
yeah, that's what
eh.
it looks like.
And kid, you never saw like an envelope. It's like, oh, Gus.
Yeah, yeah. Gus never got anything. He knew. Jigsaw knew that Gus was gonna look through that peephole. He's just that kind of guy.
He
Um,
just he could predict everybody's move. He's like, that's such a Gus move to do. Just
like yeah, like his favorite TV show. Wow, that was such a Gus thing. I knew Obi was gonna
like how
do that.
far? No, it's Abby.
Sorry, Abi. I should know that. He's actually, we made jokes and we're going to continue to make these that insignificant characters are important later. Um, Abi ends up becoming a big character in the Saw video game, which is so
Really?
goofy. For real, for real. I think that's so funny. Um, Also, did you notice I forget his name unfortunately, but the black dude that was part of the team, did you recognize him?
He did look familiar.
He was in Showgirls. He was the dancing guy.
Oh, oh, he was the one like, man, everyone got AIDS and shit.
Yeah, everyone got AIDS and shit. Yeah,
AIDS and
that's
shit.
him.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, this is where his career went after Showgirls.
Well, I mean, he made the right choice.
I think so, yeah. Um, but yeah, so I the traps here are interesting. There's the one for Abby who goes into a furnace where he has to grab a needle because they all have poison in them and their goal is to get antidotes from all these traps. He goes into a furnace to get an antidote, but when he does that, he shuts the door and it closes and catches on fire. And then there's a sprinkler system in there that he has to reach through the fire and get. Man doesn't even attempt to spin that to get the water to spray. He just lets himself burn almost, just crying, screaming.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I was wondering. I was like, at least like go for it instead
Try.
of just instead of just lying in the fire.
Yeah, he just kind of like screams. He tries to escape through a small little back window. Um, no, and he dies really quickly. Oh, and we should say that Amanda is in this movie. She wakes up in
Mhm.
this. She returns. And I guess the setup is that she still doesn't value her life, and Jigsaw wants to test her again. Um, and she quickly forms a
So
bond.
unfair.
Huh? So
So unfair.
Yeah, I know, I know. Someone should have been sniffing this out. Someone should have realized that's weird. Um,
They should get immunity after they do that.
at least once, right? Like, come on. But as we find out, that's not quite the truth. But she befriends the young kid, the detective's son, who we find out everybody was put in the prison by falsely almost by Donnie Wahlberg, Donnie Berg, and his son is the odd one out because he's the son of the cop. So if they find that out, it's gonna get bad. Um, so yeah, it becomes this whole like running through the house, going through the traps, and like you said, I love this aesthetic. I love the setting. I think this is where that all the I think this is one of my favorite movies in the series because of how everything works together. It just feels like the right Saw experience where all the traps are perfectly laid out. You see them like just moving through it. It has a really nice energy and flow to it that I like. Even if it doesn't have the biggest traps of the series. Honestly, a lot of the traps are kind of small. They're not really like huge scale traps.
Yeah, I agree. Um, but they're very memorable. Like still, like the one that I remember, like I still think about from time to time is the pit of syringes.
Yeah, that is one of the worst traps to watch, if not the worst. That I looked away from the screen in this viewing because I was like, this is painful to watch.
Yeah. because they basically it's for Xavier, and I guess he was like a drug dealer, and they were basically just like, oh, like if you have to cause pain, so you cause to so many others, and it was just like
Mhm.
this pit of syringes that would have like a key to the door, and it was for Xavier to go in, but since he's such a coward, or like piece of shit or whatever,
Yeah.
he takes Amanda and just throws Amanda into the pit.
Yeah, and she's just like screaming, and she has like needles sticking out of her arm, and she has to dig through all these needles. And like there's just something about the visuals of it, like her screaming and getting pricked, and then there's just like light blood all over it. That's just like,
Mhm.
oh, it just like it makes your skin crawl a little. And what's even crazier is she does find the syringe, they just don't get it in time, because he he drops it. Xavier drops it before he can get it in there. um there's also the trap with the syringe in the middle and the two like little metal, like it's like a Chinese finger trap, right? Where she sticks her hands in there to get the syringe, she can't get them out because it'll cut into her arms. Um, this trap is honestly, she just is kind of dumb, and I'm gonna maybe blame it on the poison running through her veins. Because like as soon as she reaches one hand in, she drops it and the liquid falls out. And her first idea is, okay, let me stick my second hand in there to try to fix this situation. And then she's stuck in there. Just kind of dumb all around.
Well, yeah, so I was like, if you stick one arm in there, you could probably get your other hand to like push the blades out.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like
So,
one of those like toys, right? But no, she doesn't think about that. Um, and this is
well,
what, go on.
I meant to ask about the pit of syringes. I didn't want to get too far away from that.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, uh, do you think that was part of like Jigsaw's plans? Like, okay, Xavier's gonna throw you in the pit of syringes, and she's
Okay.
like,
You
I,
got to train for this, Amanda.
like just
Well,
telling Amanda, like you're, it's gonna hurt really bad. It's gonna fall in this syringe pit.
and you're
It's
going to
like,
find it. And Amanda, I know you. You're going to find it, but you're going to find it almost before the time runs out. And
uh,
he's a clumsy little bastard. He's going to drop that
oh,
syringe
well,
key.
yeah, he's like, you know exactly where it is in the pit. So, but just make sure you wait until it's just enough time to where he could mess up.
Yeah, that's why Amanda kept looking at the clock the whole time. Like, can I get it? Can I get it? Yeah, no, and that's what's so funny. And I think it gets even worse later, this whole idea that like everything has to work just right to make everything like come together. But as we do find out that Amanda is in on this the whole time. She is the apprentice to Jigsaw. That's like a huge reveal at the end of the movie. And I think even back in the day, of course, now literally Amanda's a killer in Dead by Daylight, probably one of the biggest characters from this series aside from Jigsaw. Um, but I think back in the day, I was pretty surprised. I remember being like, "Oh, that's really cool."
Oh yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting it, because I
Yeah,
thought like Amanda was gonna be like almost like the heroine of
yeah,
of the series.
yeah, almost like a final girl type deal. Like she's
Yeah,
the
like she
one.
would just she'd be like the Sydney Prescott of the series type, basically.
Oh yeah, like I'm in it again. I'm doing this
Oh,
again. But yeah, so what happens is, and I still think the reveal is really good. The live feed that was being played was just a old VHS tape that they were running to show off. And I really like the reveal where Riggs, who is a cop who will come in the play, he's in multiple of these movies, he pauses the VHS tape and it's like it freezes the camera system, and it's just like, oh my god, it was pre-recorded the whole thing because they thought it was happening in real time. I love that reveal.
like
um
what if the VCR ate the tape like during the like
oh my,
like
oh,
it like it
that
Jigsaw's like
wasn't part of the plan.
yeah.
Yeah, the cameras went out. Well, I do think it's interesting because they got like tech guys. Donnie Wahlberg at one point says that, like, oh, I called the tech guys, and then they're coming in to figure out where this feed is coming from. And I guess it was being streamed somehow from somewhere. That's how they tracked it. But nobody at that point could have caught that was happening. That it seemed a little suspicious. I guess not.
No, yeah. I
Um,
why do we hear a tape running?
yeah, it sounds like an old VHS tape. Yeah, but
No, you mean a new VHS tape. The VCRs were still okay then.
oh, that is true. Yeah, they were still. I mean, they were getting out. They were run. They, they were.
They were.
Yeah. Um, did Saw 2 have a VHS release?
I think it did, yeah. Right.
Oh, I'm looking it up because that's pretty cool if it was. I think that was when it was starting to like go out because I think the last VHS tape was one of the last. Oh my God, yeah, there it is, and it's they have it graded a 9.4 graded Saw 2 on VHS for $1,200.
I found them. What?
It's crazy. But anyway, yeah. So his son is safe. He's in a safe. He's literally in a safe at the end of the movie.
And
Um,
and he was in the room the whole time.
yeah, he was in the room the whole time because he was supposed to be protected because Jigsaw knew that nobody would be able to kill him or hurt him. Even though Xavier was running around killing people at the end of it to get numbers to a safe combination on people's necks. This is sounding really convoluted the more I go on.
Well, well, so I mean that was kind of like the deal. Like he found out that they all had safe combination numbers on the backs of their necks.
Hmm.
So and there's only going to be one antidote. So Xavier's like, I'm gonna kill everybody and take their numbers.
Hmm.
So he eventually gets all of them but Amanda and the boys.
Hmm.
And the other scene I remember from this movie quite a bit is the scene where they're because they actually do find the room from Saw 1.
Yes.
And because they go there and they see Adam's dead body and Zepp's dead body from the first
Mhm.
movie. And they go in there and Xavier's like, I'm gonna kill you, take your numbers. And they're basically like, well, how are you gonna know what your number is? And he just takes the knife and he just like slices off like a piece of his neck, like, it's
Uh-huh.
like it's a ham or something.
Yeah,
And
without even looking. And of course the editing is just nuts in that scene too.
and the other, it's just like I like how he just sticks it in his pocket, like I gotta save that for later.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and he's like, "All right, now I got you guys." I do think that's really funny. And then he dies. He goes there's that whole scene where he cuts through his neck, it takes forever, and then he just gets his throat slit right after that.
Oh yeah, like not even 10 seconds after he sticks it in his pocket.
It's so sad. Yeah, I kind of wish he was our hero and he made it out.
Like what if Jigsaw was just like he like Jigsaw did like
Hmm.
Xavier did murder everybody?
Yeah, like he knew like it was gonna happen. Because I mean, like he can't guarantee this kid's protection. Anything could have happened. Um,
No, yeah.
but I guess Amanda was there for that reason.
Well,
Um,
that's kind of why Amanda was there, I guess, was to protect the kid.
exactly, to make sure nothing happened to him. But yeah, we learn that Adam is dead because his mummified body is in the bathroom. But we don't know if Dr. Gordon's dead because his body is not in the bathroom. So it kind
His
of
foot
leaves
is.
his foot is in there, of course. I think that's so funny that the sequel makes the connection. Like this feels like something that would happen like way later in a legacy like sequel, almost like, oh, look at this connection back to here. And no, the second one makes the connection to the first one like right after.
But they had to like piece it out like, oh,
Yeah, it's the same building. But then Donnie Wahlberg ends up getting trapped in at the end of the movie. That's it. That is Saw 2. Jigsaw gets his ass beat by Donnie Wahlberg
oh
too.
yeah. And like the
Cancer
other cops are
patient.
just, yeah, because he was that is like one thing that is funny about the movie because like Donnie Wahlberg's like, I kill you, like, and he's just like, I have cancer. Like, what worse could you do to me? Like,
Yeah, and he just lets him beat him up. And yeah, I mean, yeah, Donnie Wahlberg's supposed to just be a horrible cop. That's like the whole deal. Um, but and a horrible actor. But I don't think they planned on that one. I was reading through the production of this movie, and it said like, oh yeah, Donnie Wahlberg went and changed some lines for his characters and changed some scenes, and it wasn't treated like it was bad. But that honestly sounds like a bad deal when Donnie Wahlberg's like, no, we're doing something different now.
imagine like you're making a movie and like Donnie Wahlberg's like giving you like notes.
I
You're
swear to
just like,
God, he seems like the type. It's like, dude, you're in Saw
like
2.
it's like, yeah, just shut up and act. How about that?
Exactly. We got you. Just act.
I
Um,
no, I was gonna say like the other like, do we really know anything about any of the other like about any of the other characters? Like the other two girls that were there,
yeah,
and
the
I'm like
yeah.
the blonde and the brunette. It's just like one of them was like I guess like a very materialistic girl, I guess. Like
Oh, I couldn't tell you any traits about either of
I,
them.
yeah,
Very superficial look at these two women. I mean, they literally are there to die. And the one girl doesn't even die in an interesting way. She just dies from the poison. Um,
hmm
so it's just like it's odd. Yeah, I mean, there is no character development here, which will not be or sorry, will be a returning thing. But maybe that makes it the best one because I do think they at least you kind of know them because later Saw movies, people will walk in the traps, you will learn that person, and then they'll die. Like at least this one, you spend a little more time with them. Um,
right.
yeah.
But
But,
overall, though, I think I like this one better than the
mhm.
original.
Yeah. I,
So
I I actually agree with you. I think the first one's a better made movie. Like I think like the idea for it, plot setup, it makes more sense. It works as a movie. But Saw 2 is just a more fun movie. Like it's more entertaining. Like I think it's a good time.
well, I mean, like the problem was is like this one was spent a little more time on the traps and like the little more gimmicky aspect of the series.
Hmm.
Or in the first one, like they were actually trying really hard to make a very straightforward movie, I think.
Yes, yeah.
The problem is like the two people, and they had the two people that like Dr. Gordon and Adam were just really bad actors, like in that
Yes.
scene. And, I
Isn't
was
it
just like, oh,
crazy Carrie Elwes has like a whole career and then in Saw, he's just horrible. Not his best work.
I don't know what was going on, but like either one of them, I was just like, ugh, like because I
Yeah.
thought he was like okay, but then by the end, I was like, okay, maybe not.
No. Um, but yeah, exactly. Where like this, I think plays more into the horror bit. It feels kind of like a straight to DVD sequel, except they got a big theatrical release. But it knows what it is, and it's gonna give you traps. It's gonna give you violence, what you want, along with some fun plot twists in there too, with the big music reveal. So no, I think Saw 2. I enjoy this one. I say recommend it.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. But you know what, Ryan? That wraps it up on Saw 2, but we'll be back at it again with Saw 3. But what are we covering on Thursday?
Jigsaw will return.
Saw will return in Saw 3. I hope to see that. Um, but what are we covering on Thursday?
Well, Nathan, we're gonna go back to our very treasured series, one that I had a lot of fun doing. We're
Mhm.
gonna go back to Godzilla, Nathan, and we're gonna go back to the one from the 80s. It was The Return of Godzilla, which is streaming over on the Criterion channel
It's
right now.
oh my God, so it's a classic instantly.
It is. It
Wow.
is. We don't even need to review it. It's already a recommend.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But if you want to email us, you can email us at drivingdoublefuturepodcast@gmail.com. I want to give a shout out to those people on YouTube that keep commenting on our videos. Thank you so much. Be sure to like and subscribe. But see you next time. Or God,
Donnie Burke.
Donnie Berg. We already messed this up. Bye.